What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe back here with some more fantasy football content. Just going to talk over our waiver wire ads for Week 8. I want to thank all my subscribers and people who are new to the channel for coming back this week. I was out of the country last week for a friend's wedding, so I wasn't able to upload a ton of stuff. But this week we should be back to our normal schedule. If you guys have any questions, you can leave them down in the chat. Any trade questions, any questions you have. And I'll be talking this week's waiver wire players. The guys that I'd be adding this week, I think they can put you over the hump. First, I'm going to talk some quarterback streamers for this week. I think my number one would be Daniel Jones facing off against the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday night. I've gotten eviscerated by the quarterback position. Dave Dimes likes to run. I think he'll get both those areas of his game going against the Chiefs in a game where they'll probably need to score, be trailing from behind most of the time. Fire up Danny Dimes is my number one quarterback streamer. Other quarterbacks that might still be out there. Kirk Cousins against Dallas. It's prime time, which is scary, but I think you can still he's been good this year, and I'd ride those flames. Teddy Bridgewater, another guy against the Washington football team this week. I think you can play if you're in a pickle. A lot of people have their bye weeks coming up, so that's how it goes. My number one running back ad this week would be Kenneth Gainwell against Detroit. Looking like Miles Sanders is going to miss this week. I think he could have a real big game. Could be Boston Scott getting some of that groundwork, but I still think he'll be real solid. Brandon, another guy to keep my eye on, as well as Rashad Penny. We saw him get a good amount of work yesterday. But, an odd situation there, 6 carries. I think he played a good amount of snaps, though. First back, I can see him getting more involved as the weeks go on. So he's a guy to keep an eye on for sure. Brandon Bolden, another guy I would keep my eye on. And Boston Scott, I think you can play if you are in a tough spot. This brings me to my number one waiver wire ad of the week, though. It's Alan Lazard against Arizona. Assuming Kadarius Toney's not available in your league, so maybe I have dropped him because of injury, but I hoped you would have snagged him up before the end of last week if that was the case. But yeah, I think you can snag up if Kadarius Toney's out there, add him for sure. Alan Lazard, though, playing with likely no Devontae Adams Thursday night, against the Arizona Cardinals in a game where they could be very pass heavy. I'm really excited about the opportunity for Lazard. We saw him shine last year in some games where Devontae Adams missed. Had a big game against the Saints. He was involved last week. He's a guy who not only can get receptions, but is a deep threat. So if you need a receiver start, Alan Lazard, I think, is definitely the guy. Randall Cobb, another guy, if he's out there in your leagues, I think I would be adding him in this matchup against Arizona. Michael Gallup might be out there on some waiver wires as well. He's probably going to IR soon. He's a guy I would be adding. Stashing him for later. So tight end. Ricky Seals-Jones, I think, is a solid option if you need somebody tight end. Hunter Henry as well. We've seen him be pretty solid the last several weeks. The target numbers have been good for Ricky Seals-Jones. He's been really solid in the PPR. Hunter Henry, on the other hand, has just been getting in the end zone the last 4 games, doing it more in the touchdown category. But at tight end, anybody who's productive, you really love to add to your roster for sure. So I would definitely be adding him. Defenses this week that I would be streaming or adding to try to play. Bengals defense against the Jets. I think that's a good matchup for them. They've looked pretty solid. When we saw they did to Lamar Jackson. They're probably going to be playing Joe Flacco or White this week, so I expect them to be ready to go defensively. They're a defensive and special teams force I'd love to roll out there this week. Another unit that I'd love to play with the San Francisco 49ers defense against Chicago. Justin Fields is not it, and he holds on the ball so long. Their offense is just awful in general. I think Fields could get better, but the offensive system he's in general is not helping him succeed in any way. So he'd be a guy I try to add, or the San Francisco 49ers would be a defense I would try to add for sure. I think Trey Lance, if you're desperate at quarterback, is a solid stash. There's a chance it could be him early as this week if Garoppolo struggles. Although, honestly, I don't know. More games they lose, I think the more likely it becomes if Trey Lance plays. I think that's the biggest factor. I think Garoppolo could allow flack last week, but that game in the rain, I don't think really was his fault. But it was just really tough conditions, and he didn't handle them well by any means. But tough situation for anyone to succeed in. We saw both quarterbacks have a lot of turnover-worthy plays in that game. So, due to the elements. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit that like button, that subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll be firing up some rankings videos this week, maybe some rest of season rankings, or at least a live stream where I talk about the rest of season rankings, something like that. Be back to our normal Sunday streams, all that good stuff. So I'll see you guys a lot more this week. Thank you guys for coming around. And like I said, if you have any waiver wire questions, fire them away, and I can tell you if I'd add this guy, drop that player, or whatever. So see you guys next time.